So good afternoon, everyone. As president of the Prichard City Council, I want to thank each one of you for being here today. According to 1143C of the Alabama Code, our meeting must be conducted in an orderly manner so that we can carry out the city's business in decency and in order. This afternoon, we have the sheriffs and the police officers in the back that will be serving as our sergeant at arms. Their role is to maintain respectful behavior in the chambers. If any interruptions occur, they will ask you to settle down with one warning. If the disruptions continue after that warning, you will be asked to leave the meeting. Again, I thank you all for your cooperation and respect as we begin today's meeting. I would like to call to order the Prichard City Council meeting. Today is Thursday, July the 16th, 2026, and it is now 4:03 p.m.
Invocation and pledge, Pastor Lewis.
May we please stand for the prayer and the pledge. Let us pray. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Father, we are grateful for the privilege of this meeting. We ask that you bless every member of our council individually and then the council corporately as a whole. We pray a blessing on our legal counsel who is here, on our mayor and her staff, over every employee of this city. We pray a blessing. We pray your protection over our workers who are working so diligently in this terrible heat. Keep them safe. And Father, we pray as a city that you will raise us up.
Yes, Lord.
Prichard is a wonderful place to live, but you have more and better for us.
Yes.
We are believing you, great God, to use this council, this administration to bring more and better. All that you have for Prichard, we are believing you for, we are resting in you for, we're trusting you for. All these prayers we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and the people of God said.
Amen.
And now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Roll call. Councilwoman Williams.
Present.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Present.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Present.
Councilman Smith.
Here.
Councilwoman Hale.
Present, we do have a quorum.
Workshop, I do have one additional consent agenda item. Executive session.
Present.
Approval of council agenda.
Is there a motion? Is there a motion to approve the council agenda?
Second.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Thursday, July 9th, 2026, City Council meeting minutes.
This is for approval of the Thursday, July the 9th, 2026 council meeting minutes with necessary corrections. Is there a motion to approve the July the 9th, 2026 council meeting minutes with necessary corrections?
Motion to approve with necessary correction.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
reports, mayor, mayor staff,
Do you have any reports?
standing committee reports, special board reports, finance committee.
The only report I need a follow-up, I've talked about it for the last 2 to 3 weeks about the, money that was sent down from ADM. I didn't know if I know the, president was going to handle that, the $18,300 and more dollars in a check that came into the city. Has that been addressed?
Yes,
The
but we
administration.
haven't received any information back on whether we've received it or not.
Okay, but it's been addressed to administration?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask that we push that further, because I've had this on the agenda 2 or 3 times, and that check, I called Montgomery, and they stated that check came in here in January, they mailed it. So I need to know where that check is, and why it has not been placed in the account, because I'm very concerned. We're in July, so that'll be 7 months, and I'm very concerned about that. And I would like to push that further, so we can find out where that check is and why it has not been placed in the bank.
Yes.
No, well, also with the finance committee, I'm also would like to go on record and asking the administration about a grant for my district that we have already been approved for the Corps of Engineers. I still haven't got a proper answer or any answer, no. So this is my 3rd time asking also, and I do want that to go on record. Also, I don't, Ms. Williams, please put you on record saying this is multiple times.
And make sure, clerk, that this is made a matter of record. This is the 3rd request that I've asked about that money. And that money, for the citizens to know, is not money that go into the city account, that go into my ARA funds that was developed through a grant before this, administration took place. And it has nothing to do with the city fund.
Bid committee,
Big debate is, I'm still waiting on, for the information for the, I don't even know if we have to bid on that. Do we have to go back and bid on the, library situation? What, because I know I've been getting 2 different answers.
I have not been given any clear understanding of that since that library was closed. Nothing has been brought to me. That library, that was handled under the last administration where all 5 councils voted for me to move forward with that. And that project, to my understanding from the grant writer that wrote that grant, that it was supposed to be a bundle bid, and that's what was going on. But whatever, administration stopped that process up there, nothing still has been said to me, but we need to find out what do I need to do to get that library started back again, because our children don't have nowhere to go, and we was looking to have that set up this summer, a place for them to be at for the summer, and that was stopped. So check with,
What I was gonna say, I wanted to interject, because if I'm not mistaken, at a previous meeting a while back, it was an RFP needed to be put out for the scope of work to determine the finishing scope of work that needed to be completed.
Do you already have that scope? Shouldn't you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say.
So we just need to use the next bid committee so that we can get the RFP put out.
Well,
Or do you want to email the scope over to the, email the scope of work, over to Ms. Niles, and she can get the RFP put out.
okay, thank you.
We'll get that
Now,
done.
also, since we're still on the bid committee, I still haven't received a report on the mold condition here. I would like to ask the council to see if we can get our own investigation and see what's going on, or just someone to come in to see where we are if we cannot get that report for Servpro, if we have to put out an RFP on that. And also, now with the garbage, I know this is going to come up on another tab. We do have that on the agenda, correct? Okay, so we'll talk about it. But other than that, and also, well, I'll talk about that on the investigation.
Public Works and Public Safety Committee,
Our next meeting will be this coming Monday, the 20th at 10 a.m.
Ordinance Committee,
That's what I wanted to speak about. Will we be putting out an RF for the trash? Where are we, or do you know, has the administration said anything where we're at? So where we can at least, where are we?
Yeah.
So, Councilman Smith, the last time the administration brought this issue to the council, I have requested emergency declaration from the administration, which is required, to circumvent the bid law is as normal. And that was never provided, to make the declaration as an emergency. I have requested that on 3 occasions. And so, without that emergency declaration, an RFP does have to be put out, to allow those vendors and those, contractors to, propose their services and to place a bid for those services. So, if the administration is not going to, give us the information for the emergency declaration, then we can just put it out for RFP, but that definitely is going to be a more, extensive waiting period and a more extensive process versus just operating as an emergency. I think that there was some consideration about holding a public works hearing just to ascertain, what would be required to repair the vehicles that, the city already has. And that's something that can still happen, but that has not happened yet. But we really needed that emergency declaration if, the council, if it was y'all's pleasure to move forward with that one, contract that they proposed.
Attorney Moshe, back to this, Ms. Norwood and I went and we had a session with Mr. Summerall and with the president over at, Samsung. And we did present this with administration. We looked at it and they looked at it, and what we came up with when we presented to them, but we haven't heard anything, that it would be to the city's advantage to fix their vehicles at this point and put them back on the road. We had one truck over at Samsung when we went over there to talk with them, Ms. Norwood and I, and the Mobile Fleet Manager was involved, he was there also. That truck had been over there 14 months, and nobody has been back to get it served, to tell them what to do with it. And also, we got 2 trucks over there on Public Works ground that have not been in operation for 2 years. These are brand new trucks, and they have not been serviced or anything. And we put this before administration from what we brought it to the council too, and told them also that it would be to this council advantage as far as money-wise to put your trucks, see what it would cost to fix them and put them back on the road, because we are yet paying bills on those trucks that's sitting over there.
Madam President, I would just like to know, what is it that, well, I don't know if you have an answer or not, but I'm getting all these complaints, and we all know that the trash has not been picked up correctly for a while now. Now we have all this trash building up on these streets now. I know we're up here saying that what we've done, and what can we do as a council to try to push this through to make sure, because I don't understand, nothing has changed, you know, the staffing has not changed over at Public Works with the people collecting the trash and this and that, you know, so I'm trying to see what's going on with the scheduling, why, I don't understand. You have,
Madam President, can I speak to that? Because I had put this on the agenda for trash.
please.
And, I did actually speak with Ms. Brown from Public Works. She did explain to me about the shortage and who'd been out sick. And, they're just working with one truck. Okay, they're working with just one truck. Now, one thing that I need to see if, legal will allow us, but speaking to the same fleet manager that, Ms. Williams and I met with, he has said that the council, and he's mentioned this before, he's asked the public works director to just send a letter, have the mayor send a letter to the mayor of Mobile, because, they're getting new knuckle booms, and knuckle booms is what picks up the trash. And he says, if we send a letter requesting them, they will give them at least one to us for $1. And what he has said, they are tired of other cities across the bay, Daphne and other cities asking for them, but we never ask for them, and we're their sister city. So I'm asking legal, is it legal for us to, create a letter requesting that to the mayor and the council? He said we should send it to the mayor and the council.
Of Mobile, correct?
Of Mobile.
If the council votes to send a letter, then the letter will be sent.
In addition, the van that they loaned to us for 2 weeks, he said that's excess. When they get it back, it's going to some other city, that's something else that we can send a letter and request, and they would probably give it to us for $1.
So you need $2.
I mean, we have other cities that want to help us, but you have not because you asked not. Well, I'd like to make a motion that, we develop a letter requesting, a knuckle boom, one of their excess knuckle boom trucks for trash pickup, and also, the gift of the van that they've lent to us for 2 weeks.
Second.
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Fettis? Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris?
Yes, motion carried. And also, I just want to piggyback on the trash collection. I have also reached out to Commissioner Ludwig to see if there is anything that the county can do to help the city with trash pickup. So once I'm in contact with her, I will follow up with the council. I know in the past, council actually used money from discretionary funds to pay for workers to come out on the weekends in order to pick up trash from the city of Mobile. So we are reaching out, trying to get the city cleaned up. I just want the citizens to know we are diligently working to try to get the city cleaned up.
Quick question, Madam President. Are we as a council allowed to speak with any trash companies out there to try to solicit business to get them to come in and give us a bid? Is that something under our scope, or will I be acting in a mayoral position? Are we allowed, I don't know if you know, or this is part of legal, are we allowed to go out and ask other sanitation or waste management companies to come in and give us a look, to give us, are we allowed to do that? Okay, so.
And just to feedback, it's a little unfortunate that we don't have anyone from administration here to speak on the trash. I know it was a recent article that came out on the news, so it just behooves me that we can do things for the media, but the citizens are here today, and we could have spoke on the trash and what needs to be done, and we could have came and, it could have been a collective effort to try to get this done quicker instead of making it seem as if it's the council that's not trying to move this city forward, and we really are. I get calls about trash, emails, and just so that the citizens know, I can't pick up the phone and call Public Works and say, hey, go over there on Birmingham Street and pick up this trash. I can only put in a request to the 311 system and send an email to the administration, and we do that. So I try to reply to the citizens with the request numbers that I put out there, because we are trying. It should be teamwork to get this done. But on my behalf, I'm willing to use discretionary funds to get the city cleaned up if that's what it takes.
Now that we have approved the motion by no board, what would be how soon can we get something done? Because I know that's what the citizens want to know. How soon can we actually get some action out here? How soon can we get the trash? That's what I would do. That's how I know that's what they would do. I want to know the same thing. So it looks like within a week's time, we should be.
So if we get the letter out and if they respond quickly, but then again, we still have to have employees to work those trucks because I'm not sure what type of staff we had.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm honestly not sure. But that's why I reached out to the commissioner to see about the staff from Mobile even helping us out on the weekends, if that's an option.
You know, Madam President, I'm gonna say this. This is our city. And we beg for what we need and pay for what we want. We've had all kind of functions out here. Tens of thousands and hundreds of dollars on things that need to be put for trash pickup, where you can have disease and everything else out there on the street. This is what we need to do, and we shouldn't be looking for nobody to work. You have workers here. And that's who need to be working, you know, if they're not working, what are they doing? And then, so I'm just sorry, we borrowing stuff from people, we doing this. You say you got $4 million, what I heard. So, why aren't we able sufficiently to see about ourselves? If you have that, and we need to be here making it right for these citizens here. And we shouldn't be begging for stuff. If we can put on Juneteenth, 4th of July, Christmas extravaganza, all those things, we should be able to do what is the necessity for these citizens here. To get a crap, I said that to me, and that's what we need to do, because these directives have been put here. Ms. Norwood and I sat in a meeting over 2 hours, and we come back with that information. And they told us the best thing for us to do is get those trucks fixed, put them back on the road, because we got brand new trucks over there, been over there 4 years. And still paying a note on them. It don't make no sense. You know, we have to exercise our power to go above. That's what we need to do.
Okay, the ordinance meeting was scheduled for this coming Tuesday, but because of legal matters, another court date, we're going to push it up to August 11th. It will be at 12 noon, that is the second Tuesday of August. Couple things that we are definitely going to work on. We still have to finish up the 2050, ordinance 2050, which is council procedures. And we have to work on and complete council authority over vehicles and property. I do want us to review policies that I received from other fleet managers from cities who have very well-run fleets. And the policy includes operators' requirements, disciplinary procedures when they violate them, maintenance, so forth. So we will be getting to work on the 11th. And I want to thank all of you all who take your time out to come and work, because it is work. Thank you.
Prichard, I'm sorry, investigative committee,
Excuse me. With the investigative committee, I spoke to the investigators. They will be here Monday, ending up with their last round of people to investigate. He's told me that they have made very, very great strides. And he will have an outline for me of which direction they're going, and something that I can give a report to you to let what's going on and where they're going, and possibly when this could be wrapped up. But Monday is when they will be doing their last round of interviews.
Purchase Historical Commission,
I do have a question. Ms. Niles, Ms. White, she brought resumes. Okay, I got it, because I know you've been busy. They are adding people to their advisory board, and they're ready to really get to work and do some things with our city.
Yeah, when do we vote? I thought we voted on that this.
No, well, we don't have the resumes. They brought the resumes and they gave them to Ms. Niles, but she hasn't had a chance to disperse them to us, so we haven't seen them yet. Oh, yes, I guess we can table that.
Madam President is present. As long as y'all are proceeding, we're good.
Purchase Library Board, Purchase Water Works and Sewer Board,
No report.
Special District Committee,
Yes, I would like to tentatively set August the sixth, Ms. Norman, we'll co-chair on that. That's a Thursday at 10 a.m. if that works for you.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so August the sixth at 10 a.m. And that's a special district committee.
Facility Use Committee,
No report on it.
public hearing, request for People's Food Mart located at 604 North Wilson Avenue, to hold a public hearing for retail beer, wine, tobacco, as well as alternative nicotine products.
Okay, at this time, is there a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion to open public hearing.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Feathers,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried. So at this time, I would like to ask those that are here for the public hearing for the People's Food Mart located at 604 North Wilson Avenue. So those that are opposed, I will ask to stand to my left, and those that are for, I would ask to stand to my right. Just want to inform everyone that there will be allowed 3 speakers from each side, and each speaker will be allowed 3 minutes. And this clerk, Ms. Niles, will be having the timer, so when the timer goes off, we will have to cut the talking. But if you guys want to talk amongst each other and see what 3 will speak. Okay. There was a sign-in sheet on the table also.
Madam President, I have a question.
And we'll just let you decide over here on the side who will talk, and we would like it to be 3 different people that would have 3 different aspects at it, if at all possible. Right.
Madam President, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the exact same thing as it was. They just changed the name of it.
Right, it's the request of, it was originally under, Meyer Food Mart, and the owners have changed the name to People's Food Mart, but it's still for the retail table wine, tobacco, and alternative nicotine products license. Retail, 070 retail table wine, off premises only, and 990 tobacco and alternative nicotine products, and 050 retail beer off premises only.
So do we have to go through this just because they changed the name?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. That's alternative. So, where? We'll have the first speaker to come up. And just say your name and address for me.
Yes, my name is Bishop Javon McIntosh. I pastor New Destiny Church located at 810 North Wilson Avenue, just a couple of doors down from this facility. Good afternoon to the City Council and all the citizens of Prichard. As I stated, a pastor in this city, and since I've been able to pastor in this city, our mission has been to bring durability and sustainability to this city. Each year, we feed about 1,300 people, feeding and clothing out of our own pockets. It's because we believe in serving this community. While I respect the right of businesses to operate lawfully, I also believe that this council has a responsibility to protect the health, safety, and general welfare of our citizens. Approving the sale of beer, wine, and tobacco and other products in close proximity to our schools, churches, and our families sends the wrong message for our children and places commercial interest ahead of community interest. Economic development is important, and we need that, but it should strengthen neighborhoods, not compromise the institutions that are working every day to build them. I respectfully ask this council to deny this request and continue making decisions that will protect our youth, support our families, and preserve the character of this community. While the construction was going on at this building, I took the liberty to pull over and I asked whoever was the owner what were their intentions. I was told that the intentions were to make it a laundromat and a convenience store, and I immediately said, we're in this city to cut down on the sale of tobacco and beer and wine. I was told a lie. I was told that that's not their intention. Come to find out later that that intention was to do just that. I feel that especially on the brink of what's happening in our city, a house divided against itself cannot stand. We don't need any more distractions. We don't need any more hindrances. We are fighting for our families. We're fighting for our city. And we don't need any other distraction to come that will take our focus off of that. So I ask this council, let's deny this request. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Amir English, concerned citizen, and I rise in opposition to the People's Mart as well. And I'm really here, my main reason is echoing the sentiments of the first speaker to protect our youth. Research shows that Black communities are disproportionately targeted by tobacco and alcohol. Please ask the owners of this proposed People's Mart, why did you pick this community? Why did you choose to go over there on O'Shell Road across from UMS Wright or St. Paul's? Where you would get more heavier traffic and you could probably earn more money. But again, now they're going to tell you, well, we don't sell to minors or underage. However, the data proves, guess what? There are underage users of alcohol, tobacco, and alternative nicotine products. For example, 43% of underage e-cigarette users get e-cigarettes from retail sources, and they prefer brands marketed mostly heavily in stores closest to their schools, just like the proposed People's Mart. Next, some critics are going to tell you, well, Greer's is across the street, and they sell alcohol and tobacco. The key difference in that is, Greer's opened in June of 1978. I wasn't even born in 1978, or June of 1978. But as the saying goes, when you know better, you do better. Therefore, as you can see, we are committed to learning from our past and avoiding those mistakes. And that is why I rise against the People's Mart selling alcohol, tobacco, and alternative nicotine products to our youth. And I ask you to please join with us in saying no to the proposed People's Mart.
Councilman, Councilwomen. I'm here on behalf of Prophet Charles Buchanan from Showers of Blessing Church of God in Christ. It's at 705 Telegraph Road. And as a spiritual contributor to the community, we felt it vitally important to say how we feel about the matter. We understand that everybody has the right to their pursuit of happiness and to enrich their lives, as in said store, wonderful. But in my experience, ex-military, ex-law enforcement, and having worked gang intervention, the things is like a piece of puzzle. And stores that start out selling these different products, it gives, as both of the previous speakers have said, it's the wrong picture for our youth. To entice them, it's laying right there, it's tempting, it makes it very accessible. I've been in stores where kids entice somebody, hey, will you buy this for me or buy that for me? And they're gonna get it like, this is a drug, they're gonna get it from somewhere. But what I'm saying is, it does not need to be easily accessible and temptingly in front of them like the carrot in front of the rabbit. He's just running. I don't think it's fair to our children. I don't think it's fair to the parents that are trying to raise their children. I don't think it's fair to the spiritual leaders around the community. And it's just fine. It doesn't matter about what's already existing or what's already happened. But I do know stores that continue to offer these products in the pretty packaging, and all these kind of things, you're drawing more than just revenue to your business. It's a drawing card for people to assemble and meet up, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. There's a lot of stores around Mobile County that have been shut down because of said activity. It started out with wine, beer, alternative smoking and these type of things, or the THC products and all those things. But once you grant them access to begin to sell whatever products they want, a little bit down the road, it should give me an inch and I'll take a mile. And now 2 years from now, we want to do this, and 6 months from then, we want to add something else. But they already have gained right with the permit. And some permits come with the gray area of we can get this and we can get that and we can get a little bit of that too. So I speak on behalf of our children. Please protect them. Look out for their benefit. I asked a gang member one time, if you got the juice, as the council has the juice for this community, why not protect the future? And by protecting the future is, we're not going to sell it to them. We're not going to let nobody else come in and sell it to them. We're going to make it as difficult as we can for people to obtain these things, and thereby you have protected the future because you didn't give them an opportunity to get it in the first place. Thank you for your time.
My name is Mark Flynn. I live on Bean Avenue. That's within walking distance of Viber, Greer's, and the store. I had the opportunity to talk to the store before he opened up, and after he explained things, he wanted to put in basically a gas station, and they would allow him to do that. But I saw the coin laundry, what he wanted to do, and I thought that was great. And basically, he's just opening up a convenience store. Now, personally, I'm strongly opposed to liquor stores and generally alcohol and tobacco. But I also realize that if we make the pursuit of the perfect the evil of the good, this city will financially fail. And here's the thing, and I'm confused about this, okay? So in my neighborhood, I might buy 2 Dragons, I might buy Annie's Soul Food, and there's a liquor store now. And that is on the same street that parallels this high school. And I'm trying to make sense of that. If these folks are so against that, and this liquor store is basically within 100 yards of 3 churches, okay? And I can't rationalize that, why that liquor store is there, okay? This gentleman here, he's at least, there's some public good to him, okay? What I'm thinking is, hey, this guy's planning on being open 24/7, which means if your kid is sick and you need basically some Tylenol, you need some Pepto-Bismol for your sick kid, this store's open. And then you know, this theory that basically, you know, you give an inch and it's going to take a yard, well, that should apply to Greer's. They opened it in 1978. So are they selling, swinging dope in the back? I don't think so. I think they're just a legitimate business. I think this gentleman here, he's investing in Prichard. And we need that. We need that. And as much, you know, I'd be the first one to be opposed if people just opening a liquor store, if it was a strip club, if it was something really obnoxious. It's just a convenience store, guys. And that, at the end of the day, has to help pay the bills here. Thank you.
That's right, within the Rams, right in the same block as mine.
Good evening, everybody present here. I got in front of me, last time also I got this time again. This is my water bill from the city of Prichard. So in January 2025, we spent $5,700 to get a 2-inch water line instead of the clean water meter. And since then, my water bill has sharply increased from 160 bare minimum to 450 a month. That's my base rate. My bill right now is $4,078 from January 2026 to June 2026. My point is, I want to face people if I can. The thing is that it's not about me picking up this community. So there is, just a second. So GMAPS USA is basically a company who does statistics and shows us how much we should invest in a place and what returns are we going to get. So it's not about I picked up this community. We have been in this business for the last 10 years and we have 0 violations of serving to anybody under 21. We do weed card before we even sell put a cigarette or a vape or something. That being said, October 2026, vapes have been banned in state of Alabama across the state. So there is no way that we'll be able to sell vapes anyway. Trees is selling exactly the same products that we are selling. The thing is that, man, the day my grocery company delivers products is the day they take out money from our bank account. We don't get the same amount of money the same day. Secondly, we are not going to stand outside the store offering cigarettes, cigars, and tobacco to kids coming and going through the road. Really, if I'm standing in front of you, I promise you, if we are caught once, okay, forget about revoking our tobacco license, just shut down the whole store, no problem. But the fact that we built the whole store was not to spoil the community, was not to spoil the children of the community, not at all, ma'am. Think about this, that I go somewhere and I spend so much money and I spend so much time working in the community. I've been working in Prichard for the last 8 or 9 years and I have 0 violations. And I think that, you know what, let me go and spoil this community or spoil the kids of this community, ma'am. Is it like, I'm really sorry if you all feel this way about us, but that's not our goal. Or that wasn't our goal at all. If you go to Walgreens and if you're going to buy, say, a medicine or something, okay, or getting a flu shot, and if you pass through the cigarette counter, you automatically stand there and just buy a pack of cigarettes, just because they're selling a pack of cigarettes. Or even Walmart, or Trees, or any department stores. We have motor oil that's going to help people. We have sanitary napkins, we have food items, we have hot food items, we have a whole industrial sized kitchen, a grease trap, everything that you can think of in the store. Tobacco is probably 20-25% of the part, but we cannot ignore it because we thought about that when we were building the store because that's a store component. The store is not a monolith. I'm standing in front of you and requesting you all to think about this. I am not here to spoil your community, your children. I have to be here and I will be here. For me to think to spoil this community is basically spoiling my life, my own decisions and deeds. I'm not going to do that, man. But everybody, man. But I was living in this house.
No, ma'am.
Stop.
Yeah, from the previous.
He's talking to all y'all.
Thank you.
All right. I would like to take the time to thank both sides for their concerns. You had one more on this side, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my apologies, was going to go.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you today?
So I'm not the best for public speaking, but I'm coming because I feel like he's patronizing the people. So when you speak on convenience stores, when you speak on liquor stores, of course, whenever they opened this business, they did a research on it being put in Prichard. When it comes to how much, the people in Prichard makes, and so on. And a lot of people can argue that Greer's sell the exact same thing, but there's a difference between a business model, a grocery store, and a liquor store or convenience store. So most people who are going to go to Greer's, they're going to buy groceries because it's a grocery store. That's what they do. And we can argue that Greer's sells cigarettes and they may sell wine, spirits. However, most people that visit Greer's, they're going to buy groceries. They're going to purchase household products and essentials. When you look at the data from convenience stores, when you look at the data from liquor stores, 40 to 60% of their revenue will come from liquor, cigarettes, and alternative cigarettes, which is vapes. So you really can't compare the two. And I have to say that it is intentional because why would you put a convenience store or a liquor store directly across from one of the most prestigious high schools in Prichard? It doesn't make any sense to me. Because there are so many different business models the business owner could have went to, whether it was a food mart, it could have been a farmer's market, but whenever I feel like they came up with the idea to open a convenience store, eventually they knew that they would be selling cigarettes, alcohol, and spirits. So I can't say that it's not intentional because why would you want to sell these items directly across from in high school? So for that, I am asking the council, you guys do make the decisions for the citizens and the students. This is across from Biger, it's also across from a workforce development high school. I think it's called Faulkner. I did graduate from that high school. I ask that you guys make a conscious decision. When you look at the revenue that this convenience store is going to bring in, it's not substantial. It's not going to be, it really wouldn't make a difference. There's many other cities they could have, and neighborhoods they could have chosen, but they did choose Prichard, and I have to say that I feel like it is intentional, and I'm asking for the council to make a really great decision to vote no for this convenience store. And that's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. And I apologize to the citizens. I'm sorry. I think the gentleman came in a little later, but we had 3 on each side, so I will allow this to be the last speaker for your side.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Can't hear.
You have to speak a little bit closer to the mic. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have 2 kids also. One is 20 and one is 16. And I understand that. But see, we have just generated the revenue 20 to 25% from the beer, wine and cigarettes. We not generate the 100% revenue from that product. Second thing, we have in Prichard, just talking about Prichard, we have 69 stores nearby, 100 meter to 100 meter from the school or church. I have many examples, supposed to be 3606 Lord Road. I have another example on the Thomasville. So I would just say that only we spend that much money and we not trying to see. In the store, we trying to sell the chicken 24 hours, we trying to sell the pizza 24 hours, we trying to open the laundromat 24 hours. In the future, after 9 o'clock, if somebody going to be hungry, not a single restaurant open, not a single store open. Laundromat is far from almost 3 miles from this community, or 4 miles, 5 miles. So we trying to help the community. Yeah, definitely we make money. That's not point. But we not spoil the community. We not spoil the kids. And see, for the cigarettes and beer or tobacco, we're not trying to sell to minors. We have a top ABC board. They check in every month. And they send randomly people to asking minor. Every time we check the ID, make sure they're not minor. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. So at this time, is there a motion to close the public hearing? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Am I able to ask a question at this time? So, come up here. So, I'm just trying to be clear, Art, so you're not gonna be selling vapes, that's correct?
From October 1, there is already a bill passed in the Senate that we are not supposed to sell any vapes that are not Alabama sanctioned from October 1. That's already been done.
Vapes, period.
October 1,
Vapes, period.
Vapes, period, yes, sir. We are not allowed to sell any kind of vapes from October 1, 2026. That's what I'm trying to say. Across the state, sir.
Because I thought at one time that was the problem, that they didn't want you selling vapes at all, but now,
We have 7 locations in Mobile. I just want to clear out this point. We have 7 locations in Mobile right now, and there are more than 500 stores in Mobile. I'm happy to take every one of you to each stores which are not ours, and I can show you that they still sell THC and other hemp-derived and CBD products. But I can take you to my stores which are Mobile, and we are not selling any of those products at all. That was also banned, but then they removed the ban recently, but we still don't sell them in our stores now. Really, ma'am, the goal is never or was never to spoil anybody, truly.
And that's my thing. That's the problem that I'm having with this. I hear my citizens speaking out, and I'm with them too. I'm so sick and tired every time somebody wants to open up something. But I understand it from a business aspect, and that's where I think we go wrong, because this is our city, and so we're thinking about it with our hearts, and not from a business aspect. Yes, you can make. If I was just a businessman coming from Florida, yes, I would come in and try to sell tobacco, because I know that's what sells, and I've done my due diligence and researched it, and I'm trying to make a profit. Okay, so my thing is, if we're so gung-ho and trying to stop you all from opening up, now I do think there is a laundromat needed there. There is a food service needed there. I'm not with the tobacco and the liquor, but I understand the business, you are gonna need that to help keep those doors open at the same time.
We are paying rent for the business.
Okay, yeah, but that's not my concern right now. That's part of doing business.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you keep on telling us how much you're spending, but that's part of doing business.
That's right.
Okay, but at the same time, we are so gung-ho about the point that my thing was just vapes. I shut down at the vapes. But now that I'm hearing that, hey, it's cigarettes, same thing that Greer's is selling. Now, I don't understand. That's not good enough for me to say, hey, they've been doing it since 76. That's not good enough for me. If we're gonna stop stores from coming in and selling this, then what are we doing about the people who are here who are already selling it? Are they too big for you all to get up and protest against? Because last time I looked, what has Grizz done for you in your community? They go out here and give the money to a school somewhere else. What have they done for our community? Now, I'm not saying that I'm for, like I said, I'm what the people want. It's not always what I want, okay? I'm gonna vote how the people want me to vote. But at the same time, we have to think like business people sometimes, because hey, we'll keep on turning all these businesses away, and the ones we've been turning away have been beer and liquor. Okay, I'm fine with that. But at the same time, you all are steadily, every time somebody comes up here, you're not coming up with something as an alternative. You're not coming up with something, hey, well then I'll step in and I'll open this up. I'll step in and, hey, can I partner up with you and do this? We are a council, but we don't have all the answers. And I told you, once you elect me to come up here, I'm not about to do this by myself. You are all still going to be here. My district is still going to be here with me, and I'm just your voice up here. So we might be all high and mighty standing against somebody, saying, "Oh no, you can't open up," because it's not us opening it up. Okay, that's the real problem. That's one of the problems. It's not us opening it up. Okay, so what we need to do, if that's the problem, okay, you know what to do. But I'm not just about to play these games like, oh, you can sell it, but you can't sell it. You can sell it. No. If they're not going to sell it, no, you have your time to speak. If they can sell it here, cigarettes, cigars, tobacco, then hey, and he's doing more. I'm just asking y'all to weigh that out. Just look at it, take yourself out, look at it as a business, and is it really hurting the school when you have a grocery store right there across the street selling the same thing? That's all I'm asking.
Every day.
Madam President, you mentioned that you've been in Prichard for over 8 years, I think. What have you given back to the community? What do you do? What ways do you give back?
Yes, so I don't think the football coach is the same at Wonderful High School as far as my memory serves me right, because he just met me somewhere in Sam's Club or somewhere, and we had a conversation. But back in 2021 or 2022, we have donated $2,000 to the Wonderful High School football team. And the coach was very sick. I'm forgetting his name, but I swear to God.
So in 8 years, you did $2,000? You did $2,000?
Yes, I'm not the owner since 8 years, but I'm also an employee when I did that.
Okay, you are in. Okay, and so if we're not selling vapes, so the law doesn't go into effect until October of this year. So what you're saying to this community today is that if you approve, you're not going to sell vapes today.
Yes, ma'am.
And beyond that, you won't. So what are the alternative nicotine products that you would be selling?
Got it. Thank you for asking that question. I really wanted to talk to you about that. So Juul and Views, okay, those products are from the company RJ Reynolds that makes Newports, right? Nobody, so Juul and Views in Mobile is the least sold. It's more sold in Baldwin County and stuff like that, but it's the least sold over here. So those are alternative products. Basically, any e-cigarette is basically.
So the e-cigarettes,
yes,
which damage the lung. They damage the lung.
Excuse me, if I could just give one clarification, I'm sorry.
Please.
So it is not true that vapes are banned after October 1st. The law is that after October 1st, vaping in indoor spaces is banned. And secondly, there's a new excise tax on vapes. So that's not true that no vapes will be sold after October 1st.
I'm a part of WhatsApp group of all the schools.
I understand what may be on WhatsApp, but I'm looking at the legislation and vapes are not banned after October 1. I want to make that clear.
Okay.
Indoor vaping
Okay.
is outlawed, and there's a new tax on vapes.
Okay.
Okay?
And the other thing I would like to say, we seem to feel like alcohol and tobacco products would be what keeps your business going. As I said to you previously, a laundromat, I have no problem with. Having a restaurant where our citizens can go and get a meal, I don't have a problem with that. And if you give good customer service, if you provide really good food, because I oftentimes find myself at 9 o'clock having to leave the city to go find something to eat. If you do that and do good service in our community, sir, you won't need to sell alcohol.
Can I say something?
You will not. And that is my issue. If you were just going to do the restaurant and the laundromat, I would vote yes to that. But what I am seeing a growing trend in our city and in other communities of color, that you start off with the retail beer, and then what we see happening is then you come back and you want the liquor license. I'm watching it in the community stores all around Prichard. That's
Exactly. Why add
and
another?
so at some point we have to stop. And it is not about your ethnicity or your race. I don't care who would come before us.
Me neither.
What we continuously get or establishments such as yours, which contribute to the downfall, I feel, in many black and brown communities.
Exactly.
And so we want to see something else.
Exactly.
And this is to my constituency.
By nobody color.
You know, we need to be more adamant about going out and finding the ice cream shop, finding the restaurants that come in, finding the clothing stores that come in. Because what we are overloaded with are establishments that sell alcohol and tobacco products.
True.
And we want to bring our community up, and we want to offer more than that to our citizens.
Ma'am,
That's right.
So this is, we have no space for liquor store. I spent all this money with the Prichard Water Works to build this. So we have no space to open up a liquor store. And what I do, you know what? I applied for tobacco, beer, and table wine and products, right? So let's revoke the end products license and let me completely get out of the vape business, okay? So, and let me have the tobacco, wine, and beer, okay? Let me make a liquor, okay? Because vape is one thing that came up for a long time, so yeah, just
Ain't satisfied.
That's also because I actually thought that
Now, he didn't spoke too long enough.
about the October 1, but regardless, we will not be satisfied. That's what I want to say. Okay, neither I want the license for it, so yes.
At this time, is there a motion to close the public hearing at this time?
Yes.
Motion to close public hearing.
Okay, is there a second? Second.
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bennett?
Yes.
Councilwoman Smith? Councilwoman Gale?
Yes, motion carried. And at this time, is there a motion to approve is there a motion to approve the request of People's School Mark for retail beer, table wine, tobacco, and alternative nicotine products?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Is there a question?
At this time, if there is no second, motion failed.
Amen.
Law enforcement update?
At this time, we have no update from administration as in regards to, the law enforcement or what's going on with the police department at this time. I'm sorry.
I wanted to ask the council with the law enforcement update, is it okay that we go ahead and start being proactive and looking for a new chief? Can we start that? Can we do any type of activity?
Can't hear, Chris. Too much talking.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, if we can just get everyone to quiet out just a little bit so we can hear clearly.
So, my question again to the council is, how can we be proactive in, these issues that are coming out publicly? And what can we do to, start the ball rolling to get back on the right course of action?
Madam President, I would like to request that, legal can respond to that.
Yeah, we need to find out who he is. We got a policeman in here out of
Councilman
order.
Smith, if I can, just get clarity on your question.
I'm just trying to see how, because I know we're gonna be behind the 8 ball when all this dust and stuff clears. I'm trying to see how can we be proactive and looking for a new chief or whatever we can do to get the ball rolling, to get our police system back up and moving and our city back to in our hands.
Well, specifically about the chief, if, the council is interested in a new chief, the mayor only can make that appointment. make the appointment for a chief, the mayor would have to remove the current chief. That has not occurred. And so, there's no action for the council to take with, soliciting or bringing in a new chief when the current chief is still in place.
So there's nothing that we can be proactive about in moving forward and trying to prepare ourselves for the whatever comes?
Yes, there are things, of course, that the council can do, proactively, I would say informally. That is having conversations around, different law enforcement officers or chiefs, in the community or in the state that you might be interested in when that time comes available to make a recommendation, to the mayor. However, as long as, the Prichard Police Department is still, in place, that appointment does belong to the mayor. Yes.
So we are in our rights to go out and speak to other people who might be able to take that position if it does come up vacant. We are in our rights to.
Yes, you can certainly have those conversations and make those recommendations to the mayor. But ultimately, she holds that appointment power, and she also holds the removal power.
So I just want citizens to know that that's up to the mayor.
Yeah, I think that would be smooth.
Proposed ordinance regarding property destruction.
And there was an ordinance that's provided in the packet regarding property destruction. Last week was the first reading. So is there a motion to adopt the proposed ordinance regarding property destruction?
Okay, just a question about we do that. So I was reading through it and, they make some reference to specific things in there. Is this considered the records deposit, depository authority? Is that what this document is?
It's the record retention one, it should be right after.
Or do we already have such a document? We don't. And then my other question was, in doing a little bit of research on this, is it would appear on some research that I've done that the adoption of this ordinance would also mandate the use of the general local government records commission schedule. That's something that the state establishes, but I didn't see it specifically spelled out in here that it may be understood, but I'm just wondering should we actually have it?
It needs to be listed.
That is what will govern the process.
General section. That is section 6 or 7 under the legal hold.
But is that the same as the schedule? This is the schedule of how and when you dispose of the documents. The general local government records commission schedule.
Schedule is different schedules for different things, for different departments, all in that.
But just in general, this just says that whatever those are, I know there are different times for different disposition of stuff, but this just says that we're gonna follow whatever that schedule is for all documents based on this schedule established by the state.
It's on It's like, it's right here.
I think all y'all who came back. I gotta go to vacation Bible school. I think everybody who came back.
And then the other, one other suggestion I had, under section 15, I think that's maybe the last page. It says the city clerk shall provide guidance and periodic training. I would like to see it say that the city clerk shall receive and provide guidance and periodic training regarding records, retention, and destruction procedures.
There is a local records disposition authority for municipalities. And I can forward that, but it's specifically for municipalities. And it's municipalities functional analysis and records disposition authority that does discuss all the different departments and how to dispose of records, whether temporary or permanent, licensing and permitting, et cetera. So if that ordinance needs to be modified to specifically say this and to have this document on file with the ordinance, and we can do that.
Yeah, that was my recommendation. Thank you.
Madam President, yeah, I would like to point out that some time ago, we downloaded that document, and we do have a hard copy in our council library, and it gives you specific guidelines on how long you can keep this, how long you must carry, what can never be destroyed. So we can provide you with that too.
So this time, is there a motion to adopt the proposed ordinance regarding property destruction?
Make a motion to accept it with those two additions. One for section.
I'll second that motion.
Councilwoman Williams. Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith. Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Next item, proposed ordinance regarding salary increases and promotions.
And this is a proposed ordinance, to put in place for salary increases and promotions. And the basis of the ordinance is that increases in compensation should be reviewed and approved before any request is submitted to the Mobile Civil Service.
Madam President?
Yes,
My question would be, generally, when you do an annual budget, whatever increases or pay raises are generally already included in that budget, otherwise you are having to amend the budget. So my thought would be that those would already be in whatever budget that the council would approve. I'm not accustomed to you establishing a budget that doesn't allow for that, because how could you do it? We don't have anything already in the budget that would allow for raises. And then the other concern I have is, do we have the authority to control raises for the employees that they can only have a raise if the council approves that? I'm not saying it can't, but I'm not clear on my research that we would have the authority to do that.
so the purpose of the ordinance is stated out in section 1, is to establish a uniform procedure requiring city council approval of any proposed increase in compensation for employees covered by the Mobile Civil Service before submission of any request. So right now, as a lot of people know, that we don't know the financial status of this city. And it has come to our attention that there has been raises and increases given, and we're still working on a budget from 23-24 that was not balanced when it was presented. Therefore, it was my request to do an ordinance so that we can get some type of control on the spending. We have tried, and we're actually in court now for the same various reasons, but if we have an ordinance in place, but we're not saying that a raise can't be done, because of course it's, the administration issues the raises once they do the reviews or when they hire and bring people in, but I think it's fair for them to present it to the council and to show us in the budget and the line item where they're getting the funds from in order to do the raise. So if I'm not mistaken, our ex-attorney, are we within our being able to do that? That is my reason for the request. I'm all for the raises and bringing our community of workers up to what they deserve. But I just think it needs to be done in an orderly fashion. I don't think that it should be a selective situation where if I like you today, I'm gonna give you a raise. It should be fair across the board, and that's just, and not saying that that's happening, but I just think that that's fair to bring it in front of the council just to review.
Madam President, so if it comes before council, an employee comes before council, they want to give a raise, recommendations that this employee gets a raise. Are we saying that if the council deems that that person should not get a raise, we would not approve that?
No, well, my thought of it is that once it's said that we are asking to give an employee a raise, this is the amount of raise that we're seeking, this is where we're getting it from the budget, is here in black and white that we can do it. I'm not asking that they bring it and say, hey, can we give Joe Smith a raise because he's been here for 10 years and he deserves it. I'm not looking at it as a basis of the background. It's just true facts of whether it's there. We need to see. I mean, at this point, I just feel like the council is doing all that we can to try to get a hold of these finances. You know, we say there's a freeze on spending, but spending continues. We say just bring it in front of council, just present it to council. You know, we're not saying that you can't spend it, we're just saying present it to the council and show us where the money is in the budget and okay. But that's not happening. Money is being spent. And, you know, and I hate to even say it, but I'm going to say it at this point. So, a lot of the citizens may not know that on our bank account, it requires 2 signatures for check sign. There's one from the legislative body, and there's 2 separate. So one from the administrative side and one from the council side. And me and Councilman Smith are the signers for the council side. Since the ordinance has been put into place, or the resolution rather, has been put into place to put a freeze on spending, we are very selective on some of the things that we sign. So if it has not been in front of council, we are not signing it. But it appears that they're piggybacking around, going a different route, and still spending money, whether it's the ACH or a credit card charge. And that's just not fair to us.
That's right.
So we are here to put rules and regulations in order. This is just another step at trying again to put something in order to keep the city finances under control.
Madam President, it doesn't appear, and you know it doesn't appear. It is happening. No, it's no nonsense about it. They're going around the council, ignoring the council who set the laws, and going through ACH, where it doesn't require a signature. It's just like it is.
Right. And it's not a form of trying to micromanage. It's a form of trying to know what the city finances are. So at this time, if there's no other questions, I'm not sure.
Do we need to label this as the Mobile Personnel Board instead of the Mobile Civil Service? Because that's what it's commonly known as, that's what it's called, the Mobile County Personnel Board. Oh, they did change it? Okay.
At this time, I would ask if there is a motion to adopt the proposed ordinance regarding salary increases and promotions.
Yes, I make a motion that we adopt this ordinance. in reference to the proposed salary increases.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis?
I want to say why. There's some language in here, for example, the justification for the increase. And that leads me to believe that we're going to weigh in as to whether or not an employee can get an increase, and that concerns me. Also, I don't see any reference to any legal, state statutes or anything. I'm just concerned, I'm not against it, but as it reads right now, it gives me pause. It just gives me pause. That all budgeting that I've done running an organization, the only way I can give my staff raises is if I put it in the budget ahead of time. So that you know what the expectation, whether you actually spend that money or not, but you make allowances for employees to get raises if they so qualify. And meet whatever the criteria the employee would. So those are the things that just give me concern as the way it is written. I'm not against it, but I am concerned the way it is written. That's why I put it.
Councilman Smith?
Councilman Bettis, I will have to say the same. I will have to abstain too, because I don't like how this is written also. You're making a great point. And I'm not really clear. I don't think this is, I'm gonna have to say also.
Councilwoman Hill?
Yes, so before I end the motion, I was speaking with legal attorney Donald Walker, and she agrees that the number 4 should be removed. So with that, number 4, the justification of for the increases. So I would ask that that would be removed. Section 5, number 4.
The reason is because of what Councilwoman Fox Bettis articulated in terms of the council sort of getting into the reason for the promotion, which goes beyond the purview of the city council. But to the extent that the council is concerned about budgetary constraints and whether or not the funds are there, especially when from the majority council's position that the budget has already been exceeded by the hiring of employees and unpaid invoices and bills, etc. I understand why this ordinance, needs to be in place, but the council does not have the authority or the right to insert itself into whether or not an employee deserves a promotion or deserves a raise.
That's precisely the point that I was
Motion.
Concerns regarding the city's engineer firm?
Concerns came about with the engineering firm because we were under the impression that said engineering firm, was used when we brought on the new director of public works and public safety, but it is to our understanding that the city was currently under contract with the engineering firm prior. Is that not correct?
Yes, sorry.
So at this time, administration is not present for us to ask in reference to that. So we will ask legal to send an email so that we can get clarification on the engineering firm, because if we already have one in place, it would be a good question as to why we brought another engineering firm on.
And Madam President, there was some bills came in from CERN too. Did you see those? No.
they passed, I'm sorry.
Ms. Niles said, the clerk said the finance department has
Madam President, I do want to clarify that, if we're talking about the same engineering firm, I wanted to remind you all that that is one of the contracts that was entered into and signed by the mayor without council approval. And it is one of the contracts that, I have asked in court, by motion for preliminary injunction, for the judge to order to not be paid, because it is an unlawful contract. So we may have a resolution on that, in court soon.
Well, to my knowledge, they were paid through ACH.
Concerns of Andy Daniels regarding business and residential neighborhood.
Is Andy Daniels present?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You did this pretty well.
Get after them.
Andy Daniels, retired lieutenant, homicide division, City of Prichard. And what I want to talk about is 1732 honorary Lieutenant Andy Daniels Way, known as Grace Avenue. And we're here to talk about a pallet company that's directly behind my home. I've been complaining about this for 10 years. This guy was a real good friend with Jimmy Gardner, so nothing was done about it. Okay? 10 years I've been coming out here fighting with this. I even got out this current mayor, got out, campaigned for her, made calls out on the home, not with her. Just telling people, look, we need to make a change. Sam Green write this guy a couple of tickets because I called the environmental department. We get to court January 6th. Mr. Brown over here. The mayor come into the court, right before the court, called Mr. Brown out. They went back to her office for about a half an hour. And he came back in. I asked him about I said, what's going on here? Why you calling this guy out of the court? But then Sammy standing here with the prosecutor. She had one Officer Hill come back in and stand with him, asking the prosecutor to throw the case out. I started law enforcement in 1986. That I had never seen. Okay. All the pictures were seen by the rest of the council. You, Ms. Donald, haven't seen it, but I think you're familiar with it because when you started on with Prichard. Okay. When you first started out with Prichard, I personally drove you to this location and showed you all the violations with wood piled up higher than this ceiling. Now I'm not exactly. Sawdust right today piled up higher than this ceiling. Okay. There's a combustion, spontaneous combustion, under piles of sawdust and stuff like this. It can spark a flame at any minute because it can get hot up in there, and it just gets fire. And when you put water to it, it can make it worse. Okay, for 8-9 years, this guy was burned. And two troops got here, he stopped the burn. But the sawdust and the wood is still piling up. This guy is not cleaning up. He had no intention of cleaning up. He's going to put a fence up 5 years ago. He's back on the track out, so I went to the edge of my property, let's see what's going on. Didn't say anything to him. He got off of that tractor and stopped putting the fence up. He had the material. The posts are already up, all they do was tack the siding to it. He then laid there, now wood and everything's piled on top of it. He had no attention. So I guess he called himself as punishing me because I'm fighting against what's going on. But he punished my neighbors too. He punished the kids. Can I please have them? Yes. The kids, this place is directly across the street from Collins Road. Okay? So these kids are breathing this sawdust in every day. They're breathing in this smoke. So, you know, tell them what kind of counseling may come up in the future from this stuff that would have chemicals in it to kill off the termites. And when they burn it, that wood is going through the community, poisoning all of us. And we're tired of it. We want council to just get this guy there. For 6 years he had no license. He probably don't have any now. Okay, he don't abide by no rules to give him. Senator, will you get up here and tell that to the mayor last day to drop that case? All right.
Yes, you're welcome to come speak.
My name is Sandy Green. I was the code enforcement officer here that actually started with this case. That started with this case. This case goes back a year. We initially worked on it. He was operating a helicopter without a license up front. We ended up shutting it down. He ended up getting arrested. He was ordered to stop all operation until he gets the necessary paperwork to begin. So he went before the board. They instructed him that he cannot operate up front, but he can operate in the back just in that section where he built his new building at. But since then, he has expanded that whole site all the way in the back. So right now he's out of compliance. We just had court, a couple months ago around June, and he was found guilty. He was fined. He was told to cease all operation. He had to go back before the zoning because his property is not properly zoned, and also he got to go back before the council to get approval in order to operate again. My analysis was to have the business closed until everything has been done all over again, so he can satisfy the court requirements and satisfy the council requirements. But that's the only way that you're gonna get some results from there, but the whole place is just junky. I mean, from the front all the way to the back.
I remember this, they brought it up, and I have went out and spoke to Mr. Brown, and he was saying that the court has ordered him. I never got the paperwork of the order from the court, and I think that's what you are alluding to, correct? And so I think people were saying, hey, let's close them down right now. I'm trying to see what is the proper protocol into doing that. Can we do that? You know, what is, you know, for legal to, because I have not seen the court order.
Yeah,
Yes, no business.
now the city council can revoke his business license, but I'm very well familiar with Mr. Brown. And I did personally take a ride with you because I'm talking about Mr. Brown with the police, not you. But with you, Mr. Daniels, I did personally take a ride with you on an off day because I was greatly impacted and I really did care about what you were talking about, and I wanted to see it in person. And it is unfortunate, and I won't get into the details, but it is unfortunate that nothing thus far has occurred with what's happening at that property. But if he does have a valid business license, then the council can revoke it. But I haven't seen any paperwork to state that he does or does not have a business license. In terms of, what you typically see with putting chains on the doors and locking the doors and all that type of stuff, this is an outdoor facility. And so I would need to speak to one of the judges as to what that would look like if he does not have a license. And if he does have a license, then the council could revoke that. But in a real sense, with an outdoor business, you take somebody's license away and you put a chain on what door? It's outdoor. And so we need to take a closer look at this. I know exactly what you're talking about. And hopefully we can get some conclusions back to you soon so that the council can take whatever action they deem necessary.
When they told him, to move to the back, that back portion was zoned residential. Okay? We came to the zoning meeting, and I explained to the folks at the zoning meeting that Mr. Brown was renting that property, and I want to say how he can have something be known, and he just went. So they told him, they shut it down, so we can't do it. Okay? That was in 2019, March 2019. We had received a letter to come to the hearing. Okay, but within the same year, a few months, they gave him the license to be back there. They rezoned without even contacting us. They had signed a letter, they had filed in the sign. And I got to hear from y'all. When Michael Boulevard, I also talked to the owner of the property. Mr. Brown finished paying for that property until 2025. So I can't understand how they gave him the right to be back there and rezone right out now. I just don't understand.
No, President. Yeah, Mr. Daniels, I feel like you have got your point across very well, and I'm behind you 100%. That's why I'm trying to see what is the council's next move, because I do want to be in order with the law so it will not come back upon us. It's like last week they were saying close it down, but that would have blown up in our face. So first, let's see if we do have a license. If we don't have a license, we can keep going from there. And if there is a license, I pretty much guarantee it won't be in effect for long.
When this guy first came there, he had stuff out of my pocket. I've been there since early night. He lost his son, he get on work. And go, I go to the house myself, my own hand. So he got to work over there in midnight, get out half the night, working on my house. He come along in 2015, and this pops up. Okay, it started burning. And the mayor went along with it. And I was happy to see that this man went along with it too.
Right.
And it don't seem fair.
Mr. Daniels. Yes, sir. Mr. Daniels.
And they just changed in 2019.
Oh, yes, sir. What day was that you said the case was thrown out and you went back to the mayor's office? What day?
The case was January 6th.
Of 2026?
Yes, ma'am. And that's when she came in, took this guy out, and goes back and back.
Was it
that was in the
broken up?
middle of court?
Yeah, that football started. The judge was back in the back.
But did she throw it out?
No,
She did throw it out. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she did. Correct.
Since that time, Samuel been fired. First of all, now he been fired without a hearing because of the same case.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just trying to find the fastest course of action so we can get this dealt with. You know. So first, let's see if we got the business license. If no business license, we know how to move on from there.
Ms. Carson, if I can get you to come and make a couple copies, we're gonna make copies of this. And then what we'll do is we'll work with legal and we'll reach back out to you, Mr. Daniels.
And, Madam President, we need to take note also that there's a water, isn't there a water tank behind this? Behind this property. That shouldn't be there.
discount for the police department. Retired back in 2014. Earlier,
Yes, sir.
earlier in my career, the chief of police asked me to come and run the city business license office for a while. I had no experience doing that at all. When I got over there, I found out that Stuart Clay had no experience in running a city business license office. I collected, this is fact, look it up. I collected over $3 million for the city of Prichard in paying for taxes. I rewrote the city business license law as it pertains to operating a business without a license. If you start operating a business without a license, that's it. You're in violation of the city license. The police are about to arrest you right now. Then immediately, there is no, we got to find out about the law. It is against the law to operate a business without a license. So this man's operating a business without a license. I tell you now that he can be arrested immediately for operating a business without a license. And this property he's on, Sammy Green and I were working on it, because I was working with Sammy before. Sammy and I did a lot of good work out here. We got to all kind of violations that he, remember down there on West Main Street, there's a tire business down there. They must have, I kid you not, at least 1 million tires piled up out there. I didn't think about it. I was passing down one day, and I saw that. Well, I used to be in the tire business, working for a big company. I knew from lessons they gave us about operations like that. If you get tires on fire, again, once again, it's like you're talking about the budget. If they keep tires on fire, you can't do the fire out, because more water is spread out, the faster they burn. It took me a while to get all those tires to go. The same thing applies to solids you got back there. You're also back up to a federal watershed back there. Any chemicals and things like that get back there, it could reflect back on the city, because we're responsible to make sure, I know, to look at this and to part of this. This is just something I think. You're responsible for it, so you're the city got their foot in this pond, so to speak, on that business. You pass the liability on that. And fine, look it up, that's good. But I'm saying these things you need to be aware of. And you got trailer park back there. I'm not saying it's there now, but I tried to investigate that thing. I went to that back where they was taking drums of oil and threw it back in that watershed back. Remember that thing? I put on you and all back there with me. But nonetheless, it used to be big green signs back there from the state of Alabama saying that was that was a watershed, a foul river watershed. And therefore it's protected territory. You can't build on it, you can't dump chemicals in it. All this is going on back there. But my main thing was, just like Andy said, that business, if he's operating a business, can operate a business license successfully for several years as a police officer, took cases to court, won all of them. And you can ask the judge, they know all you judges out here know me. And love me working these cases, because we won the case. And we were our cases, we looked at it, I can't remember one. But all these cases be brought up, and these people can be prosecuted. Anybody who got operating a business out here without a license, they can be arrested on the spot. If I ask you a business license, say, no, I can write you a ticket, right? Just give you a ticket. Here's your court date. That's it. And you see, you go back the next day, got to open business back up again. I come out there, brand new handcuffs, take you around downtown. That's where the law works. Thank you very much.
We thank you, and we do appreciate you gentlemen coming out today. And we have our secretary to make copies for the council and for our attorney Donald Walker. And we will look through this. We'll get with the administration to find out if the business has a license just to verify. And then we will speak with legal and we will follow up with you. Mr. Haynes, if you just give us, I would say, 7 to 10 business days to get back with you so we can try to get some type of answer for you. Yes, ma'am. I understand, and I hate that. Yes, sir, but hopefully we can get a resolution for you.
There is a business license, I will be
Yes,
voting.
we pray to get a resolution for you. Yes. Yeah.
Now, Madam President, the council did put a
Yes,
burning
it
ban there. He's not supposed to be burning anything right now.
Even at night.
But has he burned since we? No. We put a stop burning when you was here the last time. Okay, well, we are checking into it. And I would just like to say I'm glad to see our police for Mr. Deeds is good. I'm glad to see you, Mr. Deeds.
Thank you. Thank you all. We appreciate you all coming out for support as well. Thank you.
Follow-up regarding Waypoint Strategic.
This was on the agenda, I'm not sure last week, 2 weeks ago, I know, it was on the agenda last week. And it was a follow-up to the contract where Waypoint Strategic had ended as of June the 30th. We received correspondence, from the mayor asking to extend it through her, mayor's report, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Since then, I know that a conference call was set up today in order to kind of see where, they were with, to see where they were with some of the grants. This is the grant writing team, and it was, on the floor to whether we were, gonna vote to extend the contract or not, and that was tabled. So at this time, I would ask, is there a motion to extend the contract with Waypoint Strategic?
Madam President,
Yes.
I would ask that we table it again. I asked, we did, meet with the person, or at least a representative, and, shared some information about that, we wanted information about grants that had been applied for. She did say that she should get that information back by close of business tomorrow. So I think that would allow the council an opportunity to review what she submits. And if there's any additional questions that we have after we look at that.
Okay.
So we're gonna hold this until next Thursday?
Yes.
I sat in on that conference call today, and I wasn't impressed at all, because when it boiled down, they only had one grant. She put it as $25,000 grant, but divided it into 10 and 15, is that what I heard?
Yeah, for a total.
That's what I heard, 10 and 15, I'm just making this statement, I know what I heard. And they only really got, was it 15 out of that 25? And there was nothing else concrete that they have got for this city, and we've been paying them 25. How much we paying them a month?
$42,000.
How much?
$7,000.
$7,000 a month. Even though she did a lot of word salad and talking, when I pinned her down to it, it was nothing done, but she said $25,000, and that was divided in 15, so it was really 15, from what I heard.
I'm not impressed with them at all. I feel so.
Paid all that money.
Right, and that was the reason why we went to them, because we said we were paying too much money before the previous person. But I see that they're weighing out the same, and I'm just trying to see if we hold on, how would that, the contract is up, correct?
Oh, yeah, the contract is up. No payment should have been made. That should have been very clear in the emails and the things. So there's a motion to table. Is there a
And
second?
you need to check your age.
ACH.
Yes. So I'm very concerned about the ACH. Now, where's the payment?
So in addition to that money, she did talk about an additional 600,000 plus in grants that they are waiting response on. Some of those are federal grants I can see
a grant company?
No, ma'am, I said a federal entity. I did not say this grant company.
Oh, okay, I thought we were talking about that right now.
I'm talking about the condition, what's
Deal with
happening
them.
with federal funds and how they are delaying the process.
Okay, but you're not connected with these?
I am not.
Okay, I just want to be for sure.
Is there a second? If not, I'll second the table.
Councilwoman
Just a
Williams,
table.
What's the most, oh,
Just a table.
Table, yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood,
Table,
I don't think we had a second, did we have a second?
We did.
I abstain.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis,
Yes.
Councilman Smith,
yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried, but I just want to make it a matter of record. Again, the contract ended at the end of June, so no payment should have been sent because we have not extended this contract.
Have y'all seen a copy of the contract?
Yes, we want this.
The original contract? Can someone please send that to me? Because typically the contracts may auto-renew.
Right, that's
They
what
may
I'm
go
asking.
month to month. It may renew again for another year without action.
That's what I'm
Saying otherwise.
This is fair.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at.
So, if you have the, contract with the original terms, please send that to me. Because, I feel confident that they're probably gonna be paid in. And so you may have to take action to, stop that from automatically.
Because from my understanding, there's an automatic payment on to that company. And it goes, through ACH when
It does.
when I checked into it.
Get a contract over to us.
And did we check into this company, or someone was supposed to do legitimacy of this company?
These are our people that I've worked with before.
I just sent you, yeah, 1 second. Turn it down. Look at it before we move on. But I'm not, that's a termination, I think that
does say this agreement is for 6 months, but may be renewed on the same terms and conditions. The word may is permissive, which is really bad drafting for a contract. There should be stronger language, but because it does says may, in our view, that means that we are not renewing it. Since we may renew it or not, we're not renewing it. But just to be clear, we need to put that in writing to Waypoint that the city of Prichard is electing to non-renew the contract at this time. And no further payment should be issued.
Amen.
Request for hiring freeze.
And again, this is a request that I'm presenting, as a hiring freeze until we can get financial statements and know the financial status of the city. Right now, I know it's been a lot of turnover in the city, and I'm not sure what, who, where, and what's being budgeted and what line items they're coming for. So I would like to make a motion to ask the council for hiring fees at this time. So I'll make a motion. I would like to make a motion for hiring freeze. Is there a second? Yes.
To clarify, would that be for new positions that would not cover, say someone does occupy a position currently, but then they quit? Would that cover hiring someone to replace that person, or are you speaking about new positions?
I'm speaking about new positions.
Can you explain a little bit more about this? What I'm trying to understand it.
At this time, there have been positions created. If you look on the personnel board, there's different job titles that are appearing, but we have no clue of the financial status of this city. That's as simple as I can put it. I know we need people in the clerk's office. I'm not even sure that I saw a position listed, but I know we need people in public works. That's okay. But for these positions that we are creating, where are we getting these finances from? What line item are they coming from?
That's the only problem. If we need people in public works and finance and these other, I'm not understanding that. How are we gonna-
So that's what I'm saying, on newly created positions.
Newly created.
That's correct, yes. So in public works, we need public works people, but we're not hiring public works people. Last I heard, we were trying to outsource through, one of the labor finder places, and from my understanding, that hasn't happened. But we need people, but we need.
Newly positions.
I do want to remind each council person that the law already gives y'all this right. I understand that new positions and departments are being created. However, the law is very clear on this. 1143C23 does state the council, upon recommendation of the mayor, but only the council may by ordinance create, change, and abolish offices, departments, or agencies other than the offices, departments, and agencies established or continued by this chapter. And so that goes with positions as well. Newly created positions are illegal. If there are persons who are hired for positions that already exist, either with the city or the personnel board, then that's different. But new departments, new offices, new officers, director of this, director of that, that is not permissible under the law. And I understand that the council needs to do something to assert its power, but I also want to say, reiterate, that this is in addition to a lot of other issues. One point that I filed in our declaratory action that is currently pending before Judge Phillips, to ask her to uphold the law, to stop the new creation of all of these positions, especially when whether or not the city of Prichard is even financially solvent is a question.
are you requesting to have a resolution or something drawn up for this, that we can then look at this? I would like to see a resolution.
Is it emotional?
Yes.
What is it?
Law already in place for that. We can do a resolution, but the law is already there.
So at this time, again, I would present their motion to freeze hiring on newly created positions.
Yes, I make a motion that we put a freeze on the hiring of newly created positions.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis?
I'm gonna, abstain until I see this resolution. Okay. So I wanna make sure.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale?
Yes, motion carried.
Concerns of Councilwoman Hale regarding automobiles?
This is a concern that I actually wanted to speak with the administration in reference to a letter that was sent for the automobiles to be returned and the keys to be turned in to the clerk's office. And as of yet, that has failed to happen.
Proposed resolution regarding municipal vehicles?
And you should all have that resolution in the packet as well. Okay, so it's a resolution of the city of council of the city of Prichard, Alabama, requiring the immediate return of all take-home municipal vehicles by Monday, July the 20th, 2026. Well, we did a resolution, we did a letter to administration asking that all take-home vehicles be turned in. That has not happened, so that's why I'm putting this, resolution before you. It actually takes place in ratifying the June 25th, 2026 council directive and providing enforcement.
Madam President, do we know who takes home? Do we know who takes home?
We have some department heads that take home vehicles, we have some police officers that have take home vehicles. But as we stated before in that letter, some of the police department that was taking home vehicles, we have the sheriffs that are patrolling now. From my understanding, the police officers come in to the city hall to clock in and out. So it was at that time, my recommendation that there is no need for take-home vehicles if they are not on call any longer. That's my understanding. Again, we don't have chief or administration here to speak on that, but a letter was sent to administration requesting that all take-home vehicles be brought to the city hall. And again, that hasn't happened. I don't think the clerk has got, clerk haven't received any keys to anything.
One employee from the administrative team actually locked us in.
Who was that?
Is it a vehicle that we have now? You have the keys. When it's on the property, I think that was the vehicle that department was assigned.
Administration.
Yes. I make a motion that we accept the resolution, or we develop a resolution. Yes, accepting the resolution that all city take-home employees be returned.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
Yes.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Concerns of Councilwoman Johnson Norwood regarding trash pickup.
I believe we already covered that earlier.
Just, Madam President, just for the citizens out there, for myself, where are we at on trash pickup again?
Well, what we came up with, I told you that Ms. Brown did say she had all her drivers back in place, and they were doing a concerted effort to pick up trash throughout the city, but they only had one truck. The other thing we said, and I did want to go ahead and set a date with you, Ms. Niles, that we get together Monday and go ahead and create those two letters. So we are going to request knuckle boom excess truck from Mobile, and also the air conditioned van that we have on home. And we will do that Monday.
Can we make some type of timeline to where we can let the citizens know when we'll be around to their areas for pickup?
We don't.
Or is that something that we can do?
Probably some product that can come out of public work.
That's what I thought.
And I'm sorry, I apologize, just to piggyback on the ordinance, excuse me, not the ordinance, the resolution of the city of council of the city of Prichard, Alabama, requiring the immediate return of all take-home municipal vehicles by Monday, July the 20th, 2026. I just want the citizens and everyone in the community to understand that if the vehicles are not turned in per the resolution, the Alabama Ethics Commission will be contacted.
And this is the July the what?
Monday the 20th.
Concerns of correspondence from Attorney Donald Walker regarding litigation contract.
Okay, this is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Prichard, Alabama, authorizing and ratifying the engagement of Attorney Moshe Donald as legal counsel in the matter of the court case that we have now, where the administration versus the council. According to the original contract that was signed with the attorney, if we had to have any proceedings as far as court or additional services, we would need to do a resolution. It would have to be done in order to allow her to be paid for her services. Everyone has a copy of that
I'm making a
resolution.
motion, make a motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Councilwoman
Yes.
Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
authorizing the representation for the council, correct? For the case. I'm sorry, I'm just saying. Okay. All right, yes.
Councilman Smith,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes.
Claims against the city,
And we received in our packet claims against the city. Is there a motion to refer the claim against the claims that I think is two of the packet against the city to the mayor's office to be forwarded to the city attorney for review and recommendation?
I'm making a motion.
Second.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis.
We don't hear you.
Two claims against the city. Send it to the mayor.
Councilman Smith.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.
Proposed resolution authorizing District 3 discretionary expenditure to Excel Academy.
Okay, this is a request that was previously, asked, and I actually, turned in a requisition, but I hadn't completed the resolution. And it was, so no payment has been made, but it was a request to, for the discretionary fund of $500 to be given to Excel Academy as a public purpose.
Madam President.
Yes.
I understand with the legal situation that we're in right now, it comes up what is essential spending versus non-essential spending. And I'm trying to, and I know that we said if it was approved before we halted all non-essential spending, it can be paid. So I'm trying to see if we can get well, this probably has to come from legal. If we can get a good definition of what's essential and non-essential, and where are we going forward as far as being paid back if we spend something for the city out of our own pockets because of this lengthy trial going on, but business has to continue. So I'm just trying to see.
I think, wasn't that, it was anything over $10,000?
Non-essential, right. So how does that affect the discretionary money?
Madam President? Councilman Smith, I would just say that I did raise this issue to Judge Phillips at the last setting. We were in chambers, but we did have an extensive conversation about this. And because this is such a critical question, she did say that she looked to rule fairly quickly on this issue. So until we can have a clear answer on it, my recommendation would be that we abstain and just hold off and suspend those payments until we get forward, because that's just gonna be really quick.
Yes, I'm glad to hear that, but I understand that this is different because we did approve it before, but is it anyway?
We approved it before, but not before that resolution, so I'll withdraw my resolution,
Okay.
and I'll bring it back before council after the court hearing.
So, you all have approved my back to school thing that I do every year. Yes, because I've gotten an email from Missouri Logan's office asking about that, so.
When is that event?
We do, it's supposed to be the third Saturday in August.
I believe we will have a courtroom for it.
Okay.
Right, that's why I was asking, because I do have events that I was going to pay for out of my pocket, but, right, but like I said, still, the city still has to go on, we still have to conduct business, and so, that's why I was asking that, because of my events also, but hopefully we will do that. speak.
Concerns of Peter Howard regarding data center.
Ms. Howard spoke at the 3 o'clock, pre-council, and she actually provided a resolution that I would, submit to, the city clerk, just as a matter of record. She just had concerns of the data center, for District 3, and it was a resolution as citizen concerns that I would like to make known.
Concerns of E.A. Burgess regarding overgrown properties.
Is Ms. Burgess present? If not, we'll reach out to her and see if she wants to be on another agenda.
Request of Danielle Hunter for investigation of business license.
Well, how are you today?
Okay. I'm Danielle Hunter, the president of Fridays Forever Corporation. I'm here today not only for Fridays, but for every business owner that has invested years building a name, reputation, and trust of their customers in this city. After doing business in New Orleans for over 20 years, I choose to come back home, believing that I can work with the government, the city, just to do better things in the city. Initially I wanted to talk about some of the problems that we was having with the government and the city council. And besides one of my favorite books, which is the Bible, it was a book written by Dr. Stephen R. Covey, and it's the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, they have something called the third alternative. And it hurts my heart to see that the city and the city council and the mayor is fighting against each other. And I would personally like to see you all work together. I really do. Just for the betterment of the city. I think a lot of the citizens stand behind the city council in the mayor. So I just had to say that. But one of this, in Dr. Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is first thing first. So I want to talk about, for nearly 20 years, me and my identical twin brother, the late Donnell Hunter, and I built Fridays into a brand known as the best wings on the planet, 101 flavors. We worked many late nights, where a lot of people was probably scared to operate in the city of Prichard at night. And we took those chances, and business became very successful. Today, I'm the owner of the national federal registered trademark of Friday's trademark name in the logo. It's the same trademark that is owned by McDonald's. It's the same trademark that is owned by Raising Cane. The same trademark that is owned by Kusaki. I'm not asking the city council to decide on a trademark dispute, because that's something for the courts. But what I'm asking is that, was the procedures followed for this business at 405 South Wilson Avenue to open up using the Friday's name? Did that business ever come in front of council to discuss that? I gave a notice to the city in January before this license was renewed. And did it even come to the city council? Because I personally went myself to try to get some information on the license. And the young lady that I think she no longer worked, she couldn't provide me with the information. So I seek other avenues to try to find out. And to my understanding, my documentations were removed and replaced with someone else. And they were just basically handed on a business license to operate. And I don't know what became in front of the council. So those are my questions, those are my concerns. I asked for records for the city, and I want to know some updates.
So you're saying that you don't run the one up on Wilson Avenue?
No, ma'am. It's a violation of our federal trademark. We have received numerous phone calls, videos online. It's destroying what me and my twin brother worked for over 20 years. In October the 5th, it'll be 21 years operating in the city business, which is not an easy feat, but we have done it. So it's literally, with this, in this day and age, when you're dealing with the internet, Facebook, Instagram, it don't take much to destroy your name instantly. Okay? We work too hard for this, for somebody to be using our federal trademark and just destroying our name. It's not fair. And I don't know if did they receive proper license to operate?
Do you know the people that?
Yeah, that's my brother, Dominic Hunter. But it doesn't matter who it is. I own the national trademark. And what I'm asking the city, one of the questions I want to ask the city, would it be okay for somebody to come open up a McDonald's, to open up a Fusaki, to open up a Wendy's? And then if they did put a variation on and say McDonald's downtown or Wendy's downtown, would the city council approve them? I just want the same respect that we'll give the McDonald's. I own the same trademark that McDonald's on, Fusaki, Raising Cane, you name it. I own the same federal trademark. I'm just asking for the same respect.
Ms. Thomas, do we know if they actually have a license? Now, I know this is a new administration, but I'm not sure. I don't recall them coming before council, so I'm not sure. Okay. Okay. So they just came, they were able to obtain a business license under that name Fridays at that location. Or did they present any documentation saying that they, I guess I'm just trying to figure out how they were able to obtain the business license that you don't know.
As he stated, someone in the clerk's office issued someone a business license with his information, but it had a different driver's license attached.
So if we know that, and we have the ability to revoke licenses, we need to look into this and make sure that the right course of action is taken, if that's the case.
Madam President. Now, if the business license was acquired under false pretenses, then I do believe that this council has some authority to get involved to revoke that business license. However, I will say, just so that it's clear how this typically goes, when a business acquires a name for their business, etc., and everybody's trying to figure out, does that name exist elsewhere? Is someone else using that name? That check typically happens with the Secretary of State's office, with the name reservation process. Municipalities are not positioned to do trademark, copyright checks, name conflicts, etc. So I want to be clear that if that did happen and it was a totally different person, meaning it was not applied for under false pretenses, that the city would have no liability for that, because we give no impressions or assurances that we make those types of checks, okay?
Understand.
However, if the license was acquired under false pretenses and your signature was forged or your information was presented and it indeed was not you that was requesting that the license be issued, then there's a totally different matter and in fact a criminal matter. And so I will definitely investigate that, and I'm sure this council will investigate that, because I understand it is difficult to see, your business and your name, etc., be operated, and it's actually not you. But if there is a dispute, and I'm not trying to give you legal advice, typically somebody sues somebody else, and it's not the city, right? So I would just recommend that you consult with an attorney to see what your rights are against that person, or you said it was your brother?
Yes.
Right, against that individual, to see what rights you have, since you do have your trademark and that information reserved. But in terms of whether or not the license was acquired under false pretenses, we will get that straight.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I'm here. And one of the things that I think Councilman Williams, Ann Williams, is working on, I think you were saying something about new business ordinance or something like that. I think that's something that should be brought to the attention, because we're Fridays, you know what I mean? We work extremely hard for that name, and one of the things that, I know this is a federal, trademark, this is federal name, but what if we had somebody, I talked to Cozy Brown, I said, Cozy, what if somebody come and say Cozy Brown downtown, or they say Macmillan downtown? Would we give them the rights to use a family name, somebody Cozy Brown worked extremely hard for, Macmillan worked extremely hard for someone to just come and just take their name and make it?
It's not a right to use the name,
Right,
it's a
right.
license to operate the business.
Right.
So the municipality cannot give anybody a right to use or not use a name. I just wanna make that
Right.
clear. I don't want there to be an expectation that the city of Prichard or any city is positioned to do that.
Right.
So I have a question for you, Mr. Hunter. So where is the real Fridays? Because let me tell you, I feel duped, okay? I'm really, my sons go there all the time. They feel like, okay, we're supporting Christian businesses. We had no idea it wasn't the real thing. And so I'm wondering, why didn't you immediately raise this issue?
Well, we did immediately raise the issue. We was, trying to do the thing within the family. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
You can ask for work, because we have people coming in all the time, asking for the wrong products. Fridays for 20 years, we've been known for chicken wings and fries. And you can go to Wilson Avenue, you can get pork chop, you can get hog maw. What is that? We brand ourselves the best wings on the planet. And that's what my brother died for, and that's what I'm living for. It is just, my family tried the hardest to correct this, and this is why I'm talking to you all. This is why we have to go to the courts. And I just want to, when you look, you will see that something was done fishy for him to get the license over there. You will find it out, trust me. You will find definitely.
No, do you
So
own,
you're saying,
do you own the one on 45, is that one?
Yes, ma'am, that was fine. Yeah.
And the one up in?
Chickasaw, the one,
That's okay.
yes, on something.
one in Chickasaw is yours too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And what about Tollville?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So those are three you can go to.
So you're not getting the same sauce. It's just, if you go to McDonald's here and you go to McDonald's in New York, you're gonna get the same Big Mac. We trying to grow to a national level, and you can't do everything and be great. Especially trying to cook chickens and pulled pork sandwiches and
Have you made this request to the mayor's office?
Yes, ma'am. We actually we gave some information to the mayor's office, I think to the city clerk, before I think some licenses were renewed or issued to them. And it was, when we did the investigation, my paperwork literally disappeared, vanished. And you just do the research, you will find out.
I have checked all 5 avenues. There's nothing there for these businesses.
So,
Oh, yeah. Well, I will tell you this. We going to the real Fridays from now on, okay?
Tom D.
I got a question for you, Danielle, and I've been knowing that you since it was, you got another set of twins. You do, chicken wings.
yes, ma'am.
Why they got drumsticks over there?
Just to make it hard. See, Miss Annie like plants, I like legs. I'm with the legs, yes. I'm with the legs.
Part of the league. Part of the league.
Well, we do appreciate you coming out, Mr. Hunter, and we'll work with the attorney to try to get this figured out for you and get you an answer real soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for coming out, and we will.
May I add one thing? If I were you, I would let the public know who's the real one. I mean, you got social media and all kind of advertising. Okay. But let the word be out, because like I said, I feel duped. I mean, my kids go up there at least once a week to the wrong Friday.
Thank you.
I know. Now I'm gonna call my daughter out. You hear that, Madison? No more Friday on Wilson Avenue.
Update regarding city of Prichard investigation.
Right. They're coming in Monday, and they're gonna give us an outline, and they're finishing up their interviews. I spoke to them, he said they have made leaps and bounds, and the investigation went very well, and he sees why that she did not want this investigation. But he will give us an outline, and I will report and give it to the citizens.
Announcements.
Okay, last.
Executive session.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry.
can I ask a question? I'm sitting there with my knee hurt, this Lockhart.
Hey,
I'm
Virginia Lockhart.
concerned that about this data. What y'all gonna do about it? Y'all gonna vote on it or what? I talked to the NAACP just a while ago, I've been with them 55 years. I want some closure so I can sleep at night.
Yes, ma'am. You missed it earlier, Ms. Lockhart, Ms. Shakita Harwood. She came out and spoke on behalf of you and all the citizens of Prichard
So what y'all
in
gonna do?
regards to the data center. It's not up for a vote. What we wanted to explain to the citizens is the city council has not went out and seek a data center. We've heard rumors of the data center, and the administration brought in information, and that's when we had when they hosted the community event to come out and ask questions. But the data center hasn't approached the council as far as voting on anything for a data center.
They don't have, is that leaving me well now?
I told you can sleep midnight, Ms. Lockhart. I came to your house and told you that you can sleep at night.
So it's not gonna come to Prichard?
Yes.
Nothing has come before the council.
Nothing has come before.
Nothing has.
Can I get on the agenda Monday to come up on council?
Next week, Thursday, yes, ma'am.
Well, give me 2 weeks, cause I want, Channel 5 and 10 to be here.
Okay.
And I want these people that was in here, them 400 was over there on the other side, on the 11th.
Yes,
I need
ma'am.
them here too.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the way I want it done, that y'all voted, but give me 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then put it on the news, so them people that was over there.
So they know we need a bid.
Days over there, on the 11th, so they can come and have this thing.
Yes, ma'am. You want a press conference?
Ma'am?
You want a press conference?
I know press conference, I want a vote from y'all. So they don't know who put it back in.
I know, and you know what, and I hate that it was said that it was up to the council, the voters up
That's
to
what
the
the
council.
mayor said.
That's right, and that was a statement that should not have been made, Ms.
The mayor
Lockhart.
says, out of her hand, it's in y'all hand.
That's not true, but I hate that statement was made.
So y'all still can't vote it, we throw it out.
Ms. Lockhart, what you missed was the fact that Councilman Smith is actually going to visit and do some videotaping and bring that back to the citizens. And after that, we're going to have a public hearing for all the citizens, for you all to voice, just like you all did with that community meeting, you all's opposition or favor of the data center. And we have to do that so that it's officially on record what the citizens want before we make a vote. And we're all here to represent the voice of the citizens.
Excuse me, ma'am,
Yes,
they had their camera and video everything on the level, over 400 back there, what else y'all need?
Yes, hey, clap.
It was 400, and then 300 couldn't get in because there's no room.
Well, Ms. Lockhart, we on your side. I want you to understand. I can speak for myself. I'm on your side. I heard the citizens say that they didn't want the data center. If the vote comes before council, I am rocking with my citizens. I want you to know that.
What I want to know is you put it on television so them 400 that was over there would know it and come back.
Yes, yes, ma'am. It's being live streamed right now. Yes, sir.
That's why I made the announcement that I will be coming on live or finding a way to go live when I do that tour. And when I come back, they said that I could record, because I told them I wanted to see this to see firsthand what was going on. And when I come back, I will be displaying it for you all to see.
I'm gonna let you know if we have one more agenda item.
Is there a specific date set for the public hearing after Mr. Smith's visit?
No, we'll make the announcement in council meeting as soon as whenever Councilman Smith come back, we'll make an announcement in council meeting to vote not to vote, schedule a public hearing. And I'll make sure I personally call Ms. Lockhart so she can be on the agenda.
Thank you.
Ms. Lockhart.
We came in on the tail end of it.
I appreciate that, y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all just don't know what I'm going through with. And that thing kind of comes in front of me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I made a request that we go into executive session, for the purpose of discussion of the good nature and character of a person. I mean, good name.
This constitutes my oral declaration per the Alabama Open Meetings Act, Alabama Code Section 36-25A-7. One, the council has the right to enter into executive session to discuss the general character and reputation of certain employees.
Is there a motion to go into executive session? Is there a second?
Councilwoman Williams?
Yeah.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fox Bettis?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale?
Yes, motion carried, and it should only take about 15 minutes, attorney said about 15 minutes, so if you give us about 15 minutes or less, we'll do it.
Is this something that they need to wait on? Or is it something that citizens need to wait on? Okay.
Just give us about 15 minutes, thank you. At this time, is there a motion to reconvene?
Motion to reconvene.
Is there a second?
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Box Bettis?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hill?
Yes, motion carried. This time, I would like to make a motion to create a removal subcommittee.
Second.
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes.
Councilwoman Johnson Norwood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Box Bettis?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hill?
Yes, motion carried. And for that subcommittee, I would like to nominate Councilwoman Norwood as president. I will serve as vice president of that committee. And I would like to invite the HR director of the city of Prichard. And I would also like to invite the chief of staff of the city of Prichard to join the committee with us.
I accept.
Yes, I would like to schedule a meeting on Monday, July the 20th. And, yeah. On the subcommittee, do we still have that? Sunday still, okay, so let's do it. It's not, it's a committee. It's a committee. Still needs time. Can I supervise one word? It can be as an emergency meeting, as a subcommittee. Okay, so let me do this then. Let us schedule it on the 24th, because that'll give us 7 days, right? But I will check with the attorney and see if we, you know. Okay, so then if you can, if possible, to have, if it's within the law of us to have, emergency meeting in regards to, we'll try to shoot for an emergency meeting on Monday. So we'll follow up and we'll let everyone know. Sure.
Okay, so I make a motion that, that the removal committee will, look at the termination of, Mr. T.J. Petway. It is public knowledge, for some of the things that have happened and that are detrimental to the city, has placed the city at, very high risk, legally and with our insurance. And, we would like to discuss some of these things and possibly schedule a hearing.
Is there a second?
I say.
I just wanted to be clear that the council, this is an extraordinary measure, but the council has the legal right to remove officers per 1143-160, as long as it is not an employee and not a mayor employee, or a person who can be appointed by the mayor by law, which would be public works, fire department, police department. But because this person is an officer under the law, a director of a department, then this falls under 1143-160.
Councilwoman Williams? Councilwoman Johnson Norwood?
Yes.
Councilwoman Box Bettis? Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hill?
Yes, motion carried.
Now, I would just like to add for the citizens that no one is above the law. And as a legislative body, as much as we may not like something, the law is the law. And it's our duty to do unpleasant things sometimes, but we have to maintain law. And that is the only reason we're doing this.
Are there any announcements? I thank you all for being patient and staying through this long meeting today. I appreciate it, and we will, is there a motion to adjourn?
Oh, one announcement. I would like to announce that many of you may already knew that former Councilman Clifford Bryant, he has passed, and his services will be at Lily Baptist Church Saturday at 11 a.m. And we have developed a resolution for the family.
And I got one announcement. Everybody may know Heavenly Creation under Carlton Wallace. He will be celebrating 30 years in business cutting hair, and he's been working with me for the last 3 years doing free haircuts during my back to school bash that I did when he cut all the children's hair. So he's celebrating 30 years. If you can go by there and let him tell him Councilwoman Williams told us you was celebrating 30 years, and we come by here to get a haircut.
And where's it located?
I'm sorry, he's on Highway 45, right before you get to Walgreens. He's right there on the same side as Walgreens. So go by there, get your hair cut, get your eyebrows arched, and tell him Annie Williams sent you.
Excuse me, what is his name?
Carlton Wallace.
Carlton Wallace, I think he's a reverend. Is he a reverend?
Wallace.
Heavenly Creation. And he will be having a 30-year bash. And I have some flyers here if you're interested in it. It's free.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Councilwoman Williams. Councilwoman Johnson Norwood. Yes. Councilwoman Hale.
Yes, motion carried.